Hello, Flat Earth researchers, debaters and debunkers. Let's just see if this is all working properly. My mic levels seem to be okay. Hello, INFE, I can see you in the chat there. You think you saw Creaky in a clothing commercial, looked like him without all the freak show attire. Sounded like him as well. Creaky is an actor playing a part, it seems. Ah. Alright. Well, yeah. I always give people the benefit of the doubt. And there's always been an understanding that, Flat Earth is made up of all sorts of different people with all sorts of different opinions. And, Globers also are all sorts of different people with all sorts of different opinions and lifestyles. Hello, Zoo Scott. Okay, good. Thank you for letting me know. It sounds good. All right. That's excellent. So I came across this show where Creaky Blinder, who is an avid Flat Earth debunker, was interviewed by these guys on the show called, what was it called? Let's just have a scroll down. The Riff Room Podcast. Okay. So, personally, I'm always interested in what makes people tick. And Flat Earth is especially good at revealing that, wouldn't you say? We all know that as Flat Earthers, we've been on a bit of a journey, a truth-seeking journey. It's a part of, a step in the truth-seeking journey, right? Let me just grab my cup of tea a second. Nobody wakes up just saying, "Oh, I think I'll say the Earth is flat today." And of course, given all the ridicule that we get online, especially from people such as Creaky, he mentioned Simon Dan as well in this video, I think. Then, you've got this whole culture going on, yeah. And of course, for a long time, we've seen Flat Earthers lumped into one group, and then Globers lumped into another group. This is always a false dichotomy. Again, people are so diverse around the world, and we know that what we might have been taught in a so-called civilized world are certain things to keep us civilized, keep us in place. Yeah? And if you're a so-called conspiracy theorist, and the way that term has been made a derogatory term is well, it's false, isn't it, really? Because, conspiracies happen all the time between individuals, 2 or 3 people, governments, and the military industrial complex, whatever. There's conspiracies all over the place. The light bulb conspiracy is something that you could start with if you're all new to this. Just look into the light bulb conspiracy. This is a real conspiracy, yeah, where light bulbs were made. They used to be made really, really well to last for decades with good tungsten and things like that, yeah. But then they realised that if we sell these light bulbs that are made to last a long time, we're missing out on people buying new ones. They could be buying new ones every year. So what they go and do, they make the filaments thinner and they don't last as long. And this was a conspiracy between light bulb companies, whether it was Philips and Osram and what have you. They all took the same approach. They conspired to collectively make more money together. Hey, why not? Good business move. But, of course, it's just business. Yeah? Hello, Squirrel Sniper. Professor Bill. Hope you can hang around for and not take the piss and just take me seriously for once, Phil. How about that? Yeah? How about you open your ears, shut your mouth, and just listen with an open mind, yeah? Bandsaw Bandit, divide and conquer, yes indeed. David Banner, hello there, sir. Logical Scotty, all right, are you just saying hello to everyone else? All right, Logical Observations, hello. Great, okay, good to see you. Thanks for coming in. I didn't know how it would go. It's, what is it, Thursday? It's coming up for 5 o'clock in the evening here in sunny Phuket. It's getting hotter. Okay, Tony Dixon, hello there, sir. Good to see you. Good to see everyone. Thank you. Okay, so without too much further ado, let's get into this. As I said, it's always good to try and take people on a personal level, yeah? And we all know that flat Earth is a divisive topic, but we also know at the same time that it's divisive because people have a certain belief, and we know that when beliefs are threatened, then you go into attack mode, yeah? But I think this is very interesting to kind of get a bit more of an insight into the man behind the camera, as it were, yeah? And it might be a good example of how the flat Earth debunkers kind of think and do things, all right? So we're going to start off. He's just introducing himself. I've skipped over the very first bit, and he's just starting to talk about what he does, okay?
I don't know, I just have a difficult time explaining to people what I do.
Yeah.
That's what always makes it an awkward conversation.
Yeah.
Because the reality of it is, if somebody says to me, oh, what do you do for a living?
Yeah.
I make fun of people who believe in conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
I know.
And it really is that simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a nutshell, that's what it is.
Okay. So, all right. He makes fun of people that talk about conspiracy theories. So, as I said, I mean, if we talked about the light bulb conspiracy, is that something you'd laugh at? Is that something you'd joke about? If someone was talking about 9/11 or something like that, Boston bombing or Pearl Harbor or something like that, does this mean you just kind of pick up on anything that goes against the mainstream? The jibby jab. Maybe this is something that comes up later. Sound, okay. Are you saying that my sound's not good, or what? Is the sound coming through there? Were you able to hear what he said just now?
Mock people for what they believe in.
Yeah. So do you want to introduce,
Okay, again, just to make sure that sound was... Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, what I was doing was I was putting my mic down. I'm sorry about that. Man, I was blabbing away. Okay, I put my mic down. I've got to remember to do that. I put my mic down while the other video feed was playing. Okay. All right. Hello, rockets push off air. Okay. Right. Okay, good. That's better. Great. Let's try. Sorry. Let's try again. I'm doing a one-man DJ here. David Banner does a much better job. Don't know how you do it, David. I used to do radio, actually, local radio, and once you get used to the equipment, it's all right using the faders and things like that, but this is a very kind of different setup. But let's go for it. Okay. So basically, so he made the point that he makes a living out of making fun of people, and he makes fun out of any kind of conspiracy. That's what I was saying, yeah? So it's like, yeah, if you were talking about the light bulb conspiracy, or if you were talking about something else that has been kind of shown to be a conspiracy, whether it's the jibby jabs or something like that, yeah? Thank you, Zeus Scott. Yeah, I'm a giraffe with a long neck. Yeah? Would you just jump on someone because they're going against the mainstream narrative? Okay. All right. Well, that's up to you. Okay. All right. Let's carry on.
explain what your YouTube channel is about, the niche of your channel?
Yeah. So, do you want me to look the camera or just
Whatever,
talk to you?
chat to us
So when I started off, my aspiration was to be a debunker. But I quickly realised that I'm not really a debunker. I've always referred to my channel as a point and laugh channel. So somebody says something stupid, that's all I need to be able to make a video about it. Because what I find is a lot of the other guys that do the same thing as me, they kind of come at it from a very scientific viewpoint.
Yeah.
Well, I've got no background in science at all. Not even close. I hated science in school.
Yeah.
I was useless at it. I didn't understand it. So I thought, well, I'd like to do it, but I'm not smart enough. And I thought one day, so to go back to the very beginning, so I'd already bought my camera and everything, and I wanted to be a YouTuber, but I didn't know what that was going to look like. And I joined a Facebook group, it was literally called How to Be a YouTuber.
Right.
And there was a woman in the group whose name I still remember, a woman called Pam Duthie, and she was talking about this guy who's growing massively right at this minute on YouTube, and all he does is make fun of flat earthers.
Right.
And she was talking about Simon Dan.
Yeah, that's
All right, I've turned my volume back up again. Okay, did you all catch that? Yeah. So it's interesting. It's a good opportunity to point out how a lot of us flat earthers or truth seekers maybe got popularity, a certain amount of popularity on YouTube because of what we were interested in and what we were investigating. And then things took off because there was an interest for it. Whereas he's approached it in a different way. He wanted to be a YouTuber. He wanted to be a debunker, admitted that he's not so good at science, hates science, in fact. And then, while looking for topics to discover, found out about Simon Dan, who he's kind of emulated, but in his own way, right? So we kind of see what Simon Dan did as well. He basically took the same approach. What topic can I talk about that will get lots of views and lots of subscribers? And so, yeah, talking about people being stupid is great. Debunking people's beliefs, okay, you're always going to create a reaction. But yeah, flat Earth has come up because it's a popular topic. But just from my own personal experience, I had a YouTube channel just because I was doing PR and it was a place to put videos of my, the people I worked for, maybe just a shopping centre and do some seasonal videos or something like that. And I had been working in the news, and I was kind of transitioning from working for a newspaper to trying to be a kind of independent reporter. And nothing much happened. I wasn't getting much traction at all. There were a lot of people doing a lot better job than me on that kind of front, really. And I was just kind of, it was nothing, I wasn't solely relying on YouTube. But then as soon as I started doing flat Earth videos or even questioning it, talking about the horizons and things like that, saying, hey, when you look at a horizon, it's like this doesn't seem to work, this, horizon, blah, blah, blah. I found the topic curious and interesting, and I wanted to investigate it. So I did videos that followed my experiments and investigations into it. And things got really popular until, from about 2015 or 16 until about, when was it, 2019, when, of course, YouTube changed their algorithms with pressure from whoever to, lump us in the same basket as dangerous terrorists and conspiracy theorists, So flat Earth content was suppressed. And, of course, anti-flat Earth or flat Earth debunking content was given a boost. Yeah. So yeah, as far as a business model goes, then yeah, it makes sense to attack a hot topic that is divisive. Yeah. So okay, I'm just again, I'm not blaming him, I'm not dissing him. I'm just pointing out the different approaches that have that flat Earth YouTube channels might have taken compared to someone else who wanted to be a YouTuber and was just looking for a topic to cash in on, literally. Yeah. All right then, let's carry on.
That's why I know you. That's why I know you.
Yeah, so I looked up Simon Dan's channel, clicked on a video, watched it, and thought, I can't do that. He obviously knows, but it wasn't even Simon Dan. It was Conspiracy Cats who was standing in for him.
Yeah.
I didn't know that wasn't Dan. But anyway, I was dipping in and out of the channel, trying to sort of find my approach to it.
Right.
And
All right. I just want to mention something there. I did have a chat with Conspiracy Cats. It's still on my channel. And he was a channel that started out making fun of the flat earthers. And I think he gave me the nickname Gigantor. You know, this was a kind of childish approach that people were taking. But he is, I'll give him credit, Conspiracy Cats, because he is the only flat earth debunker that actually was willing to come on my channel and have a discussion. We set it up by Skype, and it was about 2 hours long, and we talked, and we just had a conversation like a couple of guys down the pub. There was no animosity, questions back and forth. Now, we didn't, nobody swayed anyone either way. And looking back, there's a lot of things I would have said differently, or questions I would have asked differently, yeah? But the point is, that was fine. But, people like Creaky, Simon Dan, and even Fight the Flat Earth and all these other people, Wolfie even, yeah? I would happily have normal, everyday discussions with these guys. But their agenda is to debate and to win an argument. To me, it's not about winning and losing. It's about having a discussion. Let's philosophize. Let's see if we can just kind of talk about possibilities, yeah? And talk about where one or the other sees errors or holes or alternatives, whatever, yeah? We can just talk. But, someone like Wolfie will make excuses. Oh, no, he won't come and debate with me. I will, but of course, they want to set the terms. My terms are, let's have a gentleman discussion, let's not have a debate. Their terms are, let's have a debate, and it can only be on a platform where I have complete control. Yeah? So this is another indicator of what a lot of these guys are. They want to be in control. Yeah? So again, I'll put it out there right now. Any of you guys, any of you Flat Earth debunkers, you are welcome to get in touch with me. My email's in the channel. And we can have a chat by Skype or whatever. We can have a chat. And you just have to trust me that we can do it on my channel without any other agenda apart from having a chat. Yeah? Because to me, it's about, understanding each other. The whole reason I got into this, because I could see the division immediately. There was a guy called, Fived Pairs. He loved his geometry. He was a school teacher. But, you would never see his face, but you'd just see him drawing these very beautiful circles, and he was maybe had a bit of OCD, but he hated me, absolutely hated me, and in the end he just gave up. He gave up with the flat earthers. I can't win. Yeah. Hello Jeff, hello Denise, hello Glenn Salsh, hello okay, Sleeping Warrior, hello there mate. All right. Audio Oracle, hello there. Alan, hello. Alan Norstrand. Josh Corey of the Iron Red, hello Josh. Jeff, I've been listening to you guys in the car. I just wish I could call in, but I'm usually picking up my son from at the time when you guys are on. Okie dokie, yeah. So what we got here? We got different approaches to this whole topic, okay, and we seem to have different agendas, yeah. They all want to debate. I know I say debunkers and debaters and everything, but I welcome them, yeah. But it doesn't have to be a debate. It doesn't have to be a winning or losing. Let's discuss. Yeah, let's find out where the real problems are in the understanding and the communication. Yeah, that's what interests me. Yeah. Okay, on with the interview. I'm not going to go through this whole thing, probably about, maybe 15 minutes of it or something, because they obviously talk about other stuff, but let's carry on for now.
And what you see now was my approach to it. I've always had a big mouth. I've always had a lot to say. And even my wife would tell you it's a nightmare to watch TV with me because I literally provide commentary to Coronation Street. At the moment we're watching all the Harry Potter films because I must be the only person left in Wales who hasn't seen the Harry Potter films.
Really? Okay. Yeah.
And I'm watching Harry Potter in exactly the same way as I watch Flat Earthers. So I said to you yesterday, didn't I? So Harry Potter's this dweeby little kid with glasses. He can't see anything.
Yeah.
So they sign him up to the Quidditch team and give him the job that relies on you having really good eyesight.
Yeah, good
That's
point.
a good point.
Platform 9 3/4.
Yeah.
It ain't halfway between 9 and 10, or at least it wasn't when I did maths in school.
it's kind of an interesting point, isn't it? I mean, yeah, and he's being honest with himself. I've given that. I'm sorry, Creaky. If I knew your name, I'd call you by your real name, but I don't know it. So yeah, I'm just going to call you Creaky. You know, I would say that Creaky is fairly honest with himself on a lot of levels. Yeah, okay. He's self-depreciating in many respects. Yeah, and okay, in that respect, cool. And he's you know, he's admitted that he's like that in any walks of, you know, he's watching TV and he'll comment on it. And then, yeah, you've got an imaginary situation like Harry Potter. And it's interesting that he will notice something that is there, like the eyesight, but then he's picked for the Giddich team, which requires, so there's like, okay, he sees these contradictions in the observations he makes in everyday life, which is interesting. Yeah. Callum, hello there. All right, let's carry on.
But I just tend to do it with everything, so it's kind of taken over my whole life in a sense.
Yeah.
Because I've become hypercritical about everything.
Did that come first, or is that a result of the YouTube channel?
It's a result of the YouTube channel.
Okay.
That's kind of interesting, you know. So he said he's become hypercritical of everything, and he admitted that was a result of the YouTube channel. Personally, that's to me, that's a state of suffering. That's a state of torment. If everything you see is annoying you, that's not really a good state to be in. And I should imagine if I was like that to my wife and kids all the time, spotting every little thing, that would be annoying for the people around me. Yeah. So, interesting.
As a result, I've always had something to say about something, but the analytical thinking has come from
it's
watching so many flat earthers and other conspiracy theorists.
It's like you create a more concise thought around it, didn't you? And you explain it more clearly.
Yeah.
I know what I mean.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily agree with that guy's comment. You explain it more clearly. As far as I see in that respect, there's just a lot of piss taking and not necessarily backed with any research, which he kind of said earlier on. He's not ever going to do much research because, you know, he's not really scientifically minded.
It's a strange one. I kind of ended up doing it by accident.
Yeah.
Purely by accident. And it's flat earthers who are to blame for me being here, because what I did, I said, I'm going to try.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and make a flat earth. And I covered it about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it got picked up by Nathan Thompson and published in the biggest flat earth group on Facebook.
Right.
And I had like 11,000 views overnight, and I thought I was Mr. Beast.
Right.
I thought, this is it. I nailed it. All my dreams are coming true. But I just carried on plodding along, and then Fight the Flat Earth, Simon Dan and Conspiracy Cats all reached out to me and asked if I would do something with them. And I had like 600 subscribers at the time.
Yeah.
Right.
And the first guest spot I did was on Fight the Flat Earth channel, and it just sort of snowballed from there.
Yeah, I saw you on Simon Dan.
Yeah, interesting. So, yeah, obviously, you know, those other guys that he mentioned, they saw him trying to do the same thing. Okay, let's team up. Again, no such thing as conspiracies, right? You four guys, Fight the Flat Earth, Simon, Dan, and whoever else he mentioned, and him, they've actually created a consortium, a conspiracy. They have conspired. But you don't believe in conspiracies, you debunk conspiracies, yet you are conspiring. To do what? To make more money, to be more powerful. Yeah? In your argument, in your debunking of flat earthers. Yeah, let's help each other get the subscribers. Yeah? So again, understandable. It's like there's a pot of gold. Hey guys, let's help each other. You grab a shovel, I'll grab a pick, you get a wheelbarrow. Yeah, we'll all work together. Yeah, it's like I said about Will. I mean, he's not after the truth. Will Duffy, yeah, the final experiment. They're not after the truth. It's whatever business deal is going to come down the line. That's what it is. They don't really care about the truth. They're relying on consensus. Yeah. So again, what we have is of course what this pot of gold is created by not only the fact that flat Earth is divisive, but the fact that how many of if you're a flat Earth debunker, how many of your subscribers and likes and views are going to be from robots, from AI, from people that are just paid to give you the push. Yeah. And this is not, again, it's not a conspiracy. You can look this up, you can research it. And marketing companies do it, PR companies do it, yeah. The Chinese do it. You've seen these rooms where they got thousands of mobile phones in front of them and they're just, they're just adding comments or doing this or that. Because that's the thing. I actually worked for a website company once, yeah. And they bought and sold web traffic. Yeah, you could buy web traffic off them. You can buy YouTube likes. You can buy they do it because what they do is these guys, they look out for old defunct websites or websites that have been left. And as soon as they aren't renewed, they grab the website. If you've had a website before and you didn't pay to renew it, you'll know what's happened. It's been grabbed by a porn site or something like that. Yeah. Okay, or some other whatever gambling thing, yeah. So they grab your site, and once you have a domain name, you can have as many emails. You can have unlimited emails, yeah. That's a service that I provide for my customers. I do websites, yeah, and I do hosting, yeah, and I can give my customers as many emails as they want, unlimited space, yeah. So once you have a website domain, and that's how these companies make money. So I used to, know about how this works, yeah. You they farm out all this stuff so that you can buy your likes, buy your subscribers. They're not real people. You just pay for them. Yeah. And of course that boosts the algorithms, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Okay. Again, it's a way that you could invest money to create money. Yeah. Oh, okay. If I boost my subscribers to 10,000 or 100,000 or a million, then blah, blah, blah. I'm going to get more from the ad revenue. Yeah. Okay. All right. So off we go.
And you were doing a guest thing on there. That's what I know.
Yeah, that was the first. That was I can remember the day I was on holiday in Benidorm because I'm a classy guy, and we were flying back. And as I was getting on my flight, Dan was publishing his video. So when we left Benidorm, and bearing in mind, by this point, I'd already closed my business to go all in on YouTube with less than 10k subs.
Right, okay.
And
that's a big deal.
I got on the flight, and when we landed in Bristol, I was on like 14,500. And then that felt like such a huge number. It's like, oh my God, 14,000 people. And I was, how many people can sit in the Grand Theatre in Swansea, and how many people can... And
yeah, good point, David Banner. McKeegan's traffic before FE was almost zero. Another one in it for views and money. Yeah, I'm going to do a video about him because actually what he's revealed in one of his videos. This is a great thing that the flat Earth debunkers don't point out with each other. It's the same thing with the maps. Yeah, they look at the AE map, which of course they've now said that's your model, and they actually think that the way the lines get wider means that you're crossing a greater distance. This is one of their fallacies. Tropical wildlife in the background, yeah. The other one is the way they assume that you can calculate the height to a star if you're working out the distance from the degrees that you see the star's elevation, yeah. And I've been having this back and forth for a while now with a few people. But again, this is something that they've shown they do not understand about how you understand flat Earth as being, what can we say, a perspective model. Because the where the stars are is based on perspective. Yeah. So the heights that you draw with in a two-dimensional shape, 4 centimeters high and this whatever, and relate it to the length, it doesn't match. You can't do it that way. You don't make trigonometry out of observations of star elevations, yeah. But this is what they do, and then they say, they apply this 2D trigonometry in an orthographic view to subjective observations and say it's wrong. Well, yeah, it's wrong. Of course it's wrong, because you're applying the wrong kind of mathematics in a fewer dimensions to something that someone is seeing subjectively. Yeah. But it's great because they have been revealing where their thinking is stuck with these mathematical principles in 2 dimensions. Yeah. Anyway, I wanted to skip just to the where was it, about the 7-minute mark. I don't want to kind of go too much, so I'll just skip along here. Okay, let's try this one. Okay.
There's 837,000, but we've just passed 1 million views in November for this. But publishing 5 days a week is hard. It's really hard, because it's difficult to find 3 videos a week to react to.
Yeah.
To find one every day.
Well, you'd think it wouldn't be that common, but it is. Like people do believe the Earth is flat. Like.
Yeah, it's.
You wouldn't think it'd be that common, but people do believe the Earth is flat, eh? Yes! No, it's not belief, they know. We know from reality, we know from measurements that the Earth is flat. We know from water that the Earth is flat, okay. And yeah, it might be surprising to you that so many people believe in flat Earth because, yeah, it's been suppressed. So what does that tell you? What does that tell you? That our content is suppressed. Okay, now it's interesting that and again, Creaky is honest with himself here when he's talking about it being a bit of a grind. He's gone into YouTube. I'm going to make a living out of this, and he's got to do 5 videos a week, and he's got to find 3 videos a week that he can debunk or make fun of. Yeah. And yeah, so he'll kind of pick the kind of most outlandish thing that someone might have said and use that. Yeah. But it's a bit of a trap, isn't it? Yeah. You're stuck with that 5 days a week, struggling to come up with content. So, what do? You start, you start having to make stuff up.
It's weird. It's. I get asked a lot why not always. Why are so many of my videos about Americans? Right. It's because there's so many more of them.
Yeah.
There's so many more flat earthers in America. I was in America in, was it April? I went. Yeah, April. I went this year, wasn't it? And I came face to face with a flat earther in a shop, and we were at the mall and. This guy started talking to me, and everybody always asks me. I think it's because my tattoos and everything. They always wonder what I do. Because I'm not like traditionally employable. Like if I was an employer, it wouldn't make any difference to me. You know what people are like.
Yeah, 100%.
And the conversation just went as it did, and I said what I do, that I debunk flat Earth, and he went, "But the Earth is flat." And straight away, without thinking, I said, "Oh, so you're an idiot then?"
All right. Hang on, I'll just catch up on the comments there. Dorian Gray, hello. It's like all the law channels, 99% of the audience will never get it. David Banner, if no one say anything controversial, then he ain't got no content. So let's start to mind our P's and Q's. Yes. Glenn Souch, pretty soon Creepy Binder can start criticising himself and his own content. Sorry. What I found interesting about the comment just now is that he went to America and he said it's the first time he met a flat earther face to face, and immediately the conversation went, "Well, you're stupid then," and of course that would have a bad conversation starter, right? So again, here he is doing all these debunking videos, making fun of people, just like all the other ones. But the chance is there. You're welcome to come and talk to a flat earther face to face. Yeah, you're welcome. But I don't feel that that's ever going to happen. It only happens when it happens by accident, and then you mess it all up by calling him stupid. Yeah. But again, he was honest with himself and said he spoke a bit too quickly.
to this guy in a shop who I had never met before, and then I could feel my wife grabbing my arm. Come on, I just can't hold my tongue, even face to face.
It baffles me, though. It still baffles me.
It does with me, and I deal with them day in, day out. It just never ceases to amaze me just how stupid the things they say are.
Yeah, I know.
You know, I've just got done recording a video before coming up to see you, and the flat earther in this video is saying that all stars, every single star in the night sky is exactly the same size and exactly the same height above Earth.
Right. Okay.
That one statement, he may as well have said, I've got no clue what I'm talking about, but I'm going to make a video about it anyway.
I know.
Interesting. Dorian Gray, you're asking who's he he's Welsh actually, and he's talking to these guys called the Riff Room podcast. Okay, stars. Now there, interesting point. Yeah, you look at the stars, and even I mentioned it in my video just recently that the geocentric model, they can back in whenever it was, thousands of years ago. Apparently, they considered that the stars were this kind of shell. Yeah, so they would be all the same distance. Now you look, and they do appear to be around the same distance. You could say maybe there's a couple of layers, but you can certainly see this layer, at least, of stars that appear to be all about the same distance from the Earth. Now, there's no parallax going on. People will argue about parallax, but it's, you look into it, there's no actual, if we were spinning and the stars were all at different distances and the millions of miles apart each, even in a single constellation, we'd never see constellations. This is something you start to think about when you're trying to think about the universe and the stars. Yeah. So, okay, Creaky said, that's stupid. Well, why is it stupid? It's what we see, and it's what you could assume. Okay, you can't say that you know that to be true, but you could believe it. And who is going to prove you wrong? And how would they prove you wrong? This is not something Creaky would ever actually investigate and look into and do the scientific research into. He hasn't got time. All he's got time for is to say, right, gotcha. That's a stupid thing to say. I'm going to make fun of you. Because why? Because it's not what the mainstream narrative is. It's not what consensus says. Yeah. It's like when people say, all scientists agree that we live on a globe. Do they? Did you ask them all? Of course you didn't. That's just another ridiculous blanket statement, yeah? So, okay, again, it's understood that, it's just like if someone has a news review, reaction news YouTube channel. They're going to look for some news, talk about it, add their opinion. People do it all the time, yeah? But when it comes to something like this, if you're going to say that you've got science on your side, and if you say the sun or the moon is close, they're both the same distance from us, or the stars are all the same distance. Okay. Well, what are you going to do to prove it? Either way, not just make some model and say, well, in my model, it has to be like this. That's ridiculous. Yeah. That's totally ridiculous. Yeah. Again, we've got this division going on about models. The globe model predicts this and that. Tackled that in the last video, yeah? You make predictions by looking at the sky regardless of the shape of the Earth. Could be concave, it's flat by everything we can measure, but you could say, well, from what I see, it's concave, yeah? Or whatever. Who's going to be right or wrong? If you are someone who wants to say that you're intelligent and scientific, you would be able to accept and bring on board all these ideas at the same time and put them in different places in your mind and compare them, rather than saying that that model, that map doesn't agree with my model, so that's it. Yeah. Anyway, just again, not blaming him. It's just insightful that you get so-called debunked. He's not debunking just by saying that's stupid. That's not debunking anyone. You're just showing that you don't have the time or the patience, or possibly don't have the intelligence or the attention to look into what you're saying you're debunking. All you're going to do is, right, that goes against the mainstream narrative. I'm safe saying you're stupid. Prof. Phil, I know you could give an explanation, but you cannot give any proof. And the simple fact that you cannot go there to the stars, the sun, and the moon means that you've got nothing. Nothing, because you don't know what they are, you don't know where they are, and you do not know the actual distances. You know the distances they should be in a model, and that has to be millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of miles away so that we don't see parallax. So the argument will be, oh, we don't see parallax, so the stars must be millions of miles away, which is the same as them being really close but stuck on the inside of an eggshell, yeah? Or something else, yeah? Projected outwards like a disco ball. It could be reflections from a disco ball. Disco ball Earth, yeah. Who knows? And again, these guys talking about the globe, they're only talking about heliocentrism. Their model is a sun 93 million miles away and stars billions and billions of miles away, yeah? That's their model. They are not even considering that it could be a geocentric globe Earth model. Imagine that, right? Why don't you debunkers look into whether it's possible that the Earth could be a globe, but it's a geocentric globe, and the globe Earth is stationary, and the sun and the moon go around the Earth, and the stars are in a shell outside. Why don't you prove? What if I said, okay, I'm a geocentrist now. I believe in the globe, but I'm a geocentrist. Prove me wrong. And the only thing you'll come up with is a story about redshift, which again is just typically down to interpretation. I think that's about it, really. Something to do with measuring, assuming the distance of Venus to measure the distance of the sun, assuming that it's larger and further away anyway. You can't give me proof, Phil. And they talk about measuring this, you know, they say, oh, we measured Venus with a radar. Well, it takes, I can't remember, it's like, it would take 6 minutes to get a signal to and from Venus anyway. And then some people will say, oh, we measured the distance to the sun with a radar. 90. Oh, even if someone actually said that, like NASA, you cannot believe that. Such a ridiculous claim, yeah? So if someone sends a signal off to even Venus, it's supposed to be quite close, yeah? They send it off to Venus. And by that time, you know, you're 15 degrees per hour, you've moved. All right, your signal comes back after 12 minutes because it's got to go there and come back, yeah? Okay, so your radar, I think your radar signal will take about 6 minutes to get there. I can't remember exactly, all right? And then so back maybe 12 minutes. So it's 12 minutes. How far has the Earth turned in 12 minutes? Given this, the way that angles also get wider and wider and wider, there's no way you would capture a signal coming back even if you could get there, yeah? So it's all nonsense when they say, oh, we sent radar, we measured the distance to Venus with a radar. Codswallop. You couldn't. You couldn't. No, certainly not from the same transmitter and receiver. Not. Because your globe Earth model has moved. Yeah. Again, Phil, you're offering explanations. That's not proof. Yeah. Like I said, I go geocentric, and I say, right, the sun is 3,000 miles away, and so is the moon, and they cross paths, and that's why you get an eclipse. And the stars are all in a sphere that's a bit further away. They're all the same distance away, though. How are you going to prove me wrong, Phil? Oh, we sent Voyager out, and and now it's gone beyond the solar system. Really? Has it? Yeah? Prove it. Yeah. All right. Back to the rift room.
But I don't
know. It's a weird way to think, though, because like the amount of research and effort real scientists has put into like understanding, you know, even like the color of a star to tell the distance of a star, like just it completely ignores all that because of an opinion. Like.
To be
okay. Yeah. So there's a mainstream guy who's kind of, again, I do understand this. You know, how can you go against science? All these scientists that are dedicated, you know, and of course, I personally understand the awe that drives an astronomer or a scientist, because we all want answers. We're all scientists. We're all looking for answers. We all want to discover something about what this place is, who we are. Yeah, it is enthralling. Yeah. So again, do not, to you flat earth debunkers or haters, do not assume that flat earthers ignore science or scientists. We all understand the drive and the awe about it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But that's the thing. When you're excited about something and your imagination can be captured and you can be sent off in a direction that isn't really the truth. Yeah. And if you are an astronomer, you want to get into astronomy, then of course you've got to pass a bunch of exams and you've got to assume the heliocentric model and pass exams about your so-called knowledge of the heliocentric model. Yeah. Okay. Spectropy, whatever you call it, I can't remember. But yeah, again, it's well understood that you've got this branch of science where you can look at a flame and you can see the colors that it produces and you can work out what gas is being burned. All right. Okay. No contest. Understood. Yeah. But again, when you're looking at stars and you're seeing colors in stars and you're assuming that they're balls of burning gas in the first place, and you say, oh, I see red, I see green. So that must be this and that chemical coming out. Yeah. This is all, what's the word? It's all conjecture because correlation isn't a proof. Yeah. Correlation is not cause. Yeah, when it comes to the sun and the moon, again, it's great to see. Shout out to Crow 777, who's doing some lives now. He's come back onto YouTube or being more. He's posting more on YouTube, so he's going back over his stuff. Don't forget, Crow 777 saw the lunar wave. Yeah, and this was something other people saw. He predicted it. It's like this wave going across the moon. What is that? Does that mean the moon is a projection of sorts, or what is it? Yeah. He's also been looking at the sun, and he's got evidence, and he's pretty sure that he's looking at a second sun. Okay. So yeah, this is a possibility for the people going to Antarctica, that they're going to see a second sun emerge from the first sun. It's a possibility. Yeah. So these are the kinds of things that possibly these guys have never looked into. They haven't heard of, because someone like Crow 777, who's about the only guy these days, apart from Eric Dollard, who's really seriously looking at the sun, yeah, and has reached a similar conclusion to Eric Dollard, that we're looking at a hollow sun that is transforming energy from somewhere else. Yeah, it is a total mystery. Yeah, you know what sunspots are. They don't know what's going on with the sun. Yeah, okay, but the people that actually look at it and study it properly with equipment and the spectropocosy equipment, yeah, okay, yeah, they're finding out stuff that goes totally against the narrative, yeah. But are they being heard? Of course not. They're being suppressed because it goes against the narrative, yeah. All right. So check him out, Crow. I think it's CRROW777, his channel. If you're an old school flat earther, you know about him, but he went quiet for ages because YouTube basically stopped him his channel. Yeah. Okay. Right then. Forgotten where I was there, but let's carry on with this.
Be a flat earther, you've got to completely ignore every piece of scientific evidence ever.
Yeah.
Okay, totally false and a total misunderstanding. He said to be a flat earther, you've got to ignore every piece of science. It's like, no, it is the opposite. It is the total opposite. We demand science. We demand a measure of curvature. And you can follow the scientific method. Make an observation. Anyone seen any curvature? No. Anyone measured any curvature? No. And we got a globe model that predicts curvature. This is the main thing the globe model predicts. A curve. You go 3 miles down the road, you're supposed to have dropped 6 foot from your original elevation. And don't mince your words with elevation and curve. It's the same thing. A drop in elevation is a bloody curve. Yeah. The thing is with the globe earthers is what they do is as soon as you approach them with a question like that, okay, so everything on the surface is curving down and away from you, right? Yeah. And so that means the water will flow down and away from you, right? Yeah. Okay, but then you've got a guy 5 miles down the road and the surface under his feet is also curving down and away from him. So the water that's flowing down from you is going down to him, but no, the water from him is flowing down to you. Well, it doesn't work. It does not work. That is not our reality. It messes with your mind. Because so what you do as a globe earth defender is you jump out of reality into this imaginary reference frame, and then you can say, oh, well, it's towards the center and there's lower elevation and curve is not the same. Yeah? From your external imaginary perspective of a globe earth. Yeah? It's like the Terminator shutting down. Yeah? If you put two people on the surface of the earth making their own subjective observations of water going down and away from them, doesn't work. Not possible. And so, hang on, the other guy, the water's going down and away from you, and then the other guy, 5 miles down the road, well, if the water is coming towards him, it means it's coming uphill. Because his curve is going down and away from him, but the water's coming to... It doesn't work. All you've got to do is get out of your single person perspective and put yourself into someone else's perspective, and boom, the globe is dead. Does not work. Yeah? And this is how they fool you. Because people are so used to seeing things from their own little world, yeah? And the moment someone else's view contradicts theirs, they jump out of reality. Yeah? And this is why everyone's crazy. It actually sends you nuts because it is a contradiction. This is the cognitive dissonance. Yeah? You know? And this is it. You'll find among the flat earthers, truth seekers, these are people that have the ability, the cognitive ability and empathetic ability to put themselves in someone else's shoes. Yeah? That's it. Right then. Professor Phil Bell, I told you to zip it and keep your ears open for once, but obviously you're not. Right. On with the show.
You've got to call everyone in the world who isn't a flat earther a liar.
Yeah.
Right then. Again, so I was just ranting off his first comment. He said all flat earthers ignore science. Total bollocks. We demand science. The rest of you are ignoring science and putting a belief in its place. Yeah. Okay. I made the analogy the other day. You ask for a measure of curvature. You just as well be asking for proof that Jesus walked on water or turned water into wine, because no one has done it. No one has got it because it's impossible. Okay. And the other one he said, if you're a flat earther, you've got to call all globers a liar. No, we understand that we've been told a lie, or we've assumed things, and it's up to you to discern the difference between lies, models, and reality. Yeah? I'm going to turn my light on a minute. Hang on. Yeah? This is all about using discernment. Yeah? Okay. All right, so, no, we are not science deniers. We are not ignorant of science. In fact, I'm sure it's the same for all of you that started looking. You look into everything. How far does radar go? Has anyone ever measured the curvature? Who measured a radius? Yeah. What about satellites? Are they balloons? Are they real? What about gravity? How do you know? Blah, blah, blah. The whole thing. Yeah. We're all the same. If you're a flat earther, when you got into this, you wanted to know. You wanted to know. But the thing is, you were faced with people coming at you with the arguments that they were taught in school, and zero flexibility, zero ability to even comprehend where you're coming from. Andres, hello there. F.World, hello. Alan, yes, okay. Right, carry on. Yeah, so 2 things that Creaky has been corrected on there.
And I just got so when I started, I had this fear, and somebody pointed it out to me that I needed to be extra careful that I didn't make any serious mistakes in the information I was sharing about the shape of the earth or whatever. And I do that, but then I see flat earthers and they just say whatever they like.
I know, yeah.
And they don't even seem to care whether or not it's accurate or whether it's true.
Yeah.
Again, totally, we do care about the truth. We are seeking the truth. And we do understand that people in general are very easily deceived. And that will come from personal experience, won't it? All of us have been deceived by something or other at least one or more times in our lives. Every single one of us goes through, whether it's an adult trying to tell a joke or, teach us a lesson, whatever it is, yeah? Deception is everywhere. Deception is on the ads that they show you. Deception is in the news. Deception is in a politician's rhetoric, yeah? It's everywhere. We've all, look at the recent elections in the UK. What were all the promises made pre-election? What was done post-election? Exact opposite of what was promised. Yeah? So they did conspire, they did tell lies, and they're not in it for anyone other than themselves. Yeah? This is obvious in the real world. This is people we're dealing with here, yeah? This is how people are. They are very easily deceived. And it's not until you start looking into it and you start researching it and you start questioning it. So, well, okay, why did they assume that in the first place? Where does this narrative come from? Yeah? Who thought of how many days there are in a year to start with? Yeah? And all this stuff. Where did it all come from? Yeah? Right.
Yeah.
It's just...
It's like the one
your moustache looks fake to me, so it can't possibly be real.
Yeah.
That's actually a good analogy to point out, because I've seen Will Duffy doing the same thing. They'll make an analogy. And so he said, oh, I think, it was just an analogy of a flat earther saying your beard is fake. Well, you could test it. You could pull his beard, you could look at it and say, actually, okay, it is a real beard, it's not fake. Yeah, I know he was just saying it on the spot. Yeah, but there is no globe earther that will come up with an analogy that actually makes any sense when it comes to arguing this case that flat earthers ignore everything or make ridiculous claims. Okay, if I say space is fake, how are you going to prove me wrong? If I say they don't know how far the sun is away, how are you going to prove me wrong? With measurements? No. By going up to space? No. But if I say you've got a fake beard, you can prove that it's not fake. Yeah? Hello, Kane West.
Yeah.
And that's where it ends. Yeah, that's where it ends.
Okay, so again, he says that's where it ends. Again, I know it's just a very on-the-spot analogy, but that's, I remember Wolfie saying to me once, well, you wouldn't tell a heart surgeon how to, about the heart, would you? All the dimensions of a heart. And I went, well, the thing is, a heart surgeon can hold a heart in his hands. And we've seen there's millions, every human has a heart. Yeah, we know this. You open up a human, you're going to find a heart. Yeah. And yes, you can measure the dimensions. You can get around it, Or again, they assume that you can make calculations because I can measure a square or the volume of something. I can say, right, I can take the width and the length and the depth and I can multiply them and I know the volume. Well, yeah, you can do that with a physical object, but you can't do that with the earth. No one's ever done that with the earth. No one's ever taken a physical measure and they're, oh, that's stupid, that's ridiculous, you can't measure, Well, yeah, but you use an analogy where you measure the volume of something, or even if you draw a cube or a square on a piece of paper and you say, well, that's 10 miles across and that's 15 miles across, and I'll do the math and I'll arrive at the volume because I can multiply this side by this side. Same with the triangles. Yeah, you can do it in 2D. You can calculate it. Doesn't mean that what you did on paper actually exists. And it's not the same way that you do not, Earth has never been measured like any other physical object is measured to establish the volume or the dimensions, yeah? This is, again, the problem that the globe earthers aren't seeing. They make all these analogies. Oh, you can use math, you can use measurements. Well, bloody measure it then. Oh, we can't do that. Yeah? All right.
Then, it's literally, they point at something and say, that looks a bit off to me. And sometimes it does.
Yeah,
but there's always a way to explain it.
Yeah.
Of course, there's always a way to explain it. So my homework, I'm sorry, I say to the teacher, sorry, I can't hand in the homework about, my measurements of the earth because the dog ate my homework, or my wife put it in the washing machine. These are all explanations, yeah, and I could think of a million of them, yeah. Or again, I could say, yeah, all right, we're on a globe, but I say the globe isn't moving, and the sun and the moon are moving around the globe. I'm going to assume it. Prove me wrong. How are you going to do that? Oh, you can explain it. Well, I can explain it, yeah. There's a million ways you can explain the flat earth as well. But if you're a truther, a direct realist, or whatever you want to call yourself, you're not claiming to know what's happening in the sky. Yeah? There's a light on me right now. How far away is it? Anyone got any ideas? You can tell from the shadow, surely. You can see the shadow on my face. Right then, tell me how big that light is and how far away it is. Go on. Yes, Oxbro, exactly. BCB, hello. Yes, you're right, CBC, explaining and proof of different things. Yeah, this is it. This is why we're not ignoring science. We are demanding science. Give me the science. Give it to me. Come on. Science. Science the shit out of it. Come on.
But they stop at that looks like it's fake.
So my mother, right, a few weeks back, we were just like having food or whatever, and we were just talking. She actually said that she thinks that the Earth's flat. Right?
Oh, did she?
I swear to God.
That's brilliant. She actually said, I think the Earth is flat. I swear to God. Oh, he's a nice man, I'm sure. He's a very nice man. Again, I got nothing against these guys. I'm trying to understand them. Yeah. But there you go. It's like, oh my God, how did you come to realize that? She probably just looked at reality, and being an older woman, probably looked at the people around her thinking, all these egos, all these men in positions of power making ridiculous decisions that they know nothing about, yeah? I'll tell you what, you go and get... Yes, Zeus Scott, like a dog with a bone. You go and get a theoretical physicist, yeah? Now imagine this. This is something I'm writing about in my book as well. It's brilliant because... I remember seeing this documentary about theoretical physicists, yeah? So imagine you're really good at maths, you got your PhD, you love maths, right? And then you become a theoretical physicist. So you go and work in some university or some little corner. And these guys, they even had a whiteboard above the urinal in the toilets because they'd be thinking of their things. And there's guys basically trying to describe in mathematical terms the exotic physics like a fraction of a second before the Big Bang. Yeah? And it's just like, well, first of all, you're assuming there's a Big Bang. Yeah? And then you're making up these wild stories, concocting all this His job was to just think imaginary shit and use the language of mathematics to describe it. And sometimes they got to make up their own symbols. Oh, right, okay, this is a little mathematical formula that we need to make up to put in here. Yeah? Again, this is something that has to be understood. Language or mathematics is a language. Yes, it's used to describe physics, but just like any other language, whether it's Japanese, Vietnamese, Thai, whatever, English, yeah, you can state the bare facts, or you can create an elaborate story with mathematics. Yeah? Doesn't prove anything. Yeah? It's just our way of using a language to describe it. Yeah? So, I can't remember what the point was. Let's just carry on.
And I said to her, I was like, why do you think that, Mum? And she was like, I don't know, I just always have. And I thought, oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is where I come from.
Usually when people say something like that, though, there's an underlying cause for it. Like somebody will have said something to them that got... Because we've all had it... Excuse me. We've all had it happen to us. Somebody will say something and it sets the cogs going.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And that is a fair enough comment. That's honest. I'll give you that, Creaky. Okay, sure. And so, yeah, obviously, like he said earlier on, someone said, okay, go and check out Simon Dan. He's a really successful YouTuber because he's debunking flat earthers. So someone said something to him. His ears pricked up. Money. YouTube. Go and check this guy out. Great. Business model. Fantastic. I'll do it. Yeah. But with us, flat earthers, I suppose, maybe someone said something. Maybe you heard it from Matt Powerland or Eric DeBay or Mark Sargent or whatever. You heard something. One of the things they said resonated with you. For me, it was horizons. The moment I heard Eric DeBay say, yeah, the horizon's always at your eye level, I'm like, of course it is. But it was having to be reminded that the Globers totally rely on assuming and predicting in the globe model that horizons are curvature. But again, so easily debunked. You're saying the curve is a fixed dimensions of a fixed globe Earth? Okay, great. Well, then I look at a horizon, I see a ship on the horizon, and then I go up 20 meters and I see the horizon above the ship. Well, that's not curvature. That's optical. That's just how our vision works. Yeah, something further away from you is going to rise in your vision. It's just how it works. Yeah. Hang on a minute. I got to answer a phone call. Yeah. Hi. Hi. What's up? Okay. I don't think so. Mum's done a bunch of stuff. You're probably all right. Yeah. All right. Great. See you soon then. Yeah. Okay. Bye bye. Okay, sorry about that. Sorry. Quick interlude there. Okay. Right, let's carry on.
Definitely.
But it's where you allow those cogs to steer you is important because nothing I talk about in my videos is like special knowledge that only I have.
No.
You only need Google.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You know, and that's another thing with flat earthers. You can't trust Google.
I know.
No.
Okay. Yeah, so he said you only need Google. Well, yeah, Google's a great research tool, but as with anything, you're going to get given information that has been put out there. And again, it's up to you to use your discernment in your research. Yeah, if you ask Google to find you some proof of a globe, it will find it. If you ask it to find you proof of flat Earth, it will find it. Yeah, depending on what it gathers from different sources. Yeah. Okay, so all Google is a reference place. Google's not telling you anything apart from, what has been put out there by different people. Yeah. So, no, it takes more than that. And again, this is why, regardless of all of that stuff, if one of you guys can come up with a single, repeatable, scientific measure of curvature, that's all you need. Don't need Google. Don't need flights to Antarctica. Don't need any of that. Yeah. Don't need hate and all this jeering. Yeah. You just need a measure of curvature. You too, Phil. You're never going to provide one. Ever.
Unless, of course, you're searching for something that you think supports the flat earth. Then you can trust them.
Yeah.
The support's there now.
Well, yeah, he kind of made the point that I already made. But yeah, I mean, you can do it the other way around. You want to support the globe? Fine. You want to support the flat earth? Fine. You'll find something. Yeah. Same as chat GGP.
Narrative.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
They're very sort of, I think it's just about wanting to belong to like a club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've,
Like a cult.
we got.
Again, you hear this a lot. They want to be in a club. They want to be in a cult. Well, okay. And I'm going to be honest. Okay. It's kind of nice when you start going on this journey, because it does get lonely, because you are separating your old self. Now, this is about truth seeking in general. Yeah, you don't have to be a flat earther, but there comes a point in a truth seeker's journey where they realize that most people are in some kind of mindset, or they have a culture that you don't feel a part of, because you don't find that humor funny anymore. You don't find making fun of people isn't amusing to you. Yeah, being competitive isn't your thing anymore. Yeah, liking a particular style of music isn't your whatever. Yeah, okay. So you can see, when you're the truth seeker, you are extracting yourself from a cult. And it doesn't matter whether you are religious, you're a Christian or a Muslim or a whatever, those are all kind of separate things. But then the one thing that we're all in is this global cult. Yeah. So they all believe in that. So it's funny, isn't it? Because you might have people that believe wholeheartedly in the stories they read, whether it's a Bible or the Torah or whatever. Yeah. Okay. They believe all that, the prophets and all that, the miracles. Might be true. Again, I'm not denying any of that. It's like, okay, cool, it's there. Someone wrote it down. Might be true, might be a story, might be an analogy, whatever. Yeah, okay. Might be Plato's cave kind of analogies. Yeah, whatever. Okay, fine. But yeah, this global cult. I mean, look at us. Look at how we all grow up. We all go to school. We think we got to get a job and we got to get into this system, pay the taxes, pay the wages, get a house, get a mortgage. Yeah. It's a whole cult. Yeah. And again, goes back to the light bulbs or buying the cars or buying the houses. Yeah. These guys all conspire. They all conspire to profit. Yeah. They don't care about the truth. But they do care about making something imaginary your truth. Yeah. Hello for the recent joiners. Lev Kung Fu, good to see you here, man. All right, on with the show.
This secret knowledge, and you suckers, I'm going to play what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, no. And again, it's not about having secret knowledge. Okay, so first of all, we're not in a cult. We extracted ourselves from a cult. But it is good to know when you get there, there are other people on a similar journey. So yes, it might look as if there's that group of people. But as you can see, among all the flat earthers, we got many different bones of contention. We got different points of views, different opinions. And that's absolutely fine as far as I'm concerned, because it's an open book. People can have ideas and say, yeah, the earth is doing this, or I think the earth is doing that, or I think we're here or there, or I think that we're here to do this, or we're here to do that. Fine. We can philosophize, and I'm happy with that. Yeah? You don't have to take sides.
Yeah.
So is that something you've always been interested in, conspiracy theories and stuff like that? What's your background before?
I had no interest in conspiracies at all.
Yeah.
I literally started doing what I do because I saw somebody else doing it and having a certain amount of success by doing it.
Yeah.
All right. And again, I commend Creaky for his honesty. Okay. But so he saw someone doing something successful. Yeah, I'll have a bit of that. Don't blame you. We all do that. Yeah. Okay. So when you're debunking flat earthers, you're just doing it because that's how you make the most money. Not because you're actually interested in the truth, right? That's my honest opinion of you based on your honest opinion, Creaky. Yeah? So, correct me if I'm wrong, but you said it, and I'm not blaming you for that. I'm just pointing it out to all the other flat earthers and truthers here, is that you're going to get all of this. You're going to get these people making fun of you because it makes money for them. Well, okay, cool. That's not why we're here. It's not why I'm here. Yeah. I'm doing this because I want to share it. I want to share the buzz. I want to share, someone said to me, it's like talk, you're going back to being a 6-year-old. It's like, yes, I want that. I want to go back to that age of innocence where I'm not labeling things. I'm not assuming anything, which is one of the most challenging things to do as you grow older, because all these other things get cemented in your mind and it becomes baggage and it weighs you down. It's just baggage, yeah? But if you can actually free your mind of all that clutter, it's bloody amazing. Your mind is then open. It's not open that your brains are falling out. You are open to a whole new world of a million infinite possibilities. Nothing wrong with that. Embrace it. Yeah, but the old self has to die first. The old identity, and we all know, we can see that, for example, someone like Wolfie, 60-20, if he's telling the truth about being a pilot and all that, he's got money, he's fine, he's sorted, but you can see that there's a difference in the way he is an anti-flat earther, because his identity is all about the globe. I'm a pilot. I fly around the globe. I spent loads of money doing this, or, and the way I understand someone like a pilot, the way they see the earth is a globe, and they can do the mathematics. Yeah. That is their whole identity. And a flat earther comes along and says, well, look, the horizon is at eye level, so it's not a globe, according to your model. And they go nuts, defending their identity, defending their belief. Yeah. And again, I'd be happy. Doing this is not defending a belief. If someone said to me, right, here is the bona fide way to measure curvature. This is how you do it. And we get agreement. Great. Okay, let's start doing it all over the world. I'll go and measure the curvature from here to Gotthao Island or something like that. Yeah, or whatever, I'd partake in that. I'd do it. Yeah. But when people come to you with some pseudo-scientific experiment to make an observation, and just because they're flying somewhere, and again, making up all these stories of flat earthers say this, flat earthers say that, flat earthers say you can't go to Antarctica, flat earthers say it's guarded by penguins. Oh, yeah. Again, we know that that's just the controlled opposition narrative coming out. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And, there's videos on my channel now which are unlisted and they will never be listed. But it's things like, we try to vlog.
Oh, okay.
I did I've got another channel which won't be mentioned.
Okay, I'm just gonna skip along here so that we're not kind of because I think the next one is 17. Okay, so we're kind of talking about this and that for a bit, and then I wanted to go to about here.
When we moved in 2021, I had a studio built because a friend of mine who was my neighbour is a builder, and we bought all the bits and pieces we needed, built the studio. And it's a bit smaller than this. My studio is 4.5 meters by 4 meters.
Okay.
So it's barely bigger than a jail cell. So I go in there every morning about 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
And, I do try to get out of there by like 5:30, 6, but it doesn't always go that way. So I'm on my own in a room with no windows, no natural light.
Right.
It's a bit
For
like
8 to 10 hours a day, every day. And even though I try not to work on a weekend, I will always end up in the studio on a Saturday, always on a Sunday. And then before I know it, 3 months have passed and I haven't had a day off.
Again, that's a kind of, it's an interesting admission by him. He's being honest, but and he is honest about the fact that he's kind of got into this rut or a trap where, because he's created this following, he's got his subs and all that. He's got to work 7 days a week in the studio, windows closed, so it's like the opposite. There you are. There's flat earthers going out there doing experiments, measuring outdoors in all weathers and things like that, doing stuff. But he's debunking it from his studio that he spends most of his waking hours in. So I kind of like, and again, I think, he kind of admits that this isn't an ideal existence, but he loves it in a way. he's doing, he's got his freedom from the other kind of regular work kind of thing. Again, fair enough, yeah. But when you're a YouTuber like this, you are feeding the beast. You're feeding yourself. Fair shout. Again, people have got to make a living, and there's a million ways to do it. And he's found a niche. But personally, again, I think for a lot of us, if we're a truth seeker, we're not going to do something in which we're being fake or dishonest or having to create some kind of illusion. You'd rather be involved in something that is more truthful and helps people. Of course, you've got to help yourself, yeah? So again, I'm not blaming anyone for having a YouTube channel and seeing an opportunity to make money from it, yeah? Okay. So I don't care when people make fun of me. I understand why they do it. And this is insightful because, as it's like, yeah, all right. But that doesn't, so your debunking is nothing but your attempts to survive and feed your family by making fun of other people. And again, you're entitled to that, Creaky. You're allowed to do that. Free speech and all that stuff, yeah. But it comes at the expense of, like, well, us two could be having a chat like these guys. But that's probably never going to happen because of what you've done and the precedents you've set, yeah. You created a blockade for yourself, yeah. So it's not really an ideal existence, is it? Because you're going for YouTube, you're making a living out of tube. You've got to feed the beast. It's like feeding a fire that's, got to keep just shoveling that coal in there, whatever it takes. Yeah. But at the same time, you're saying that flat earthers are ignorant. It doesn't jive with, what you're doing and what you say you are doing to do that. It's kind of right. It is a contradiction. Yeah.
Do you ever have burnout then?
Oh yeah.
Struggle with that? How do you actually deal with that?
It's a weird one because in a sense, I've sort of created a trap for myself. Because a good example would be every so often my head goes and I think flat earth. I hate flat earthers.
Right, yeah.
I don't even want to say the words flat earth anymore. And I'll say, I'm not making any flat earth videos anymore. I'm going to make these videos now. And they always bomb. Right. And then I'm like, oh, God, right, okay. I'll make another flat earth video and then that does well.
Right, I see.
You'll know if I'm not.
Again, it's quite insightful, isn't it? Yeah. For those flat earthers among us who are seeking the truth and realise that, the globe was a lie, that has given some popularity to the channels, but of course it's against that all that suppression, yeah? But we're still bashing away. We're still doing it. He's only bashing away at it continually because it's the only way that he can make money, good money. If he wants to talk about politics, you could talk about politics. If you sided with one politician or the other, you would get just as much kind of like discourse. You'd have people siding with you and people against you, yeah? But maybe not so much because there's so many other people in the arena. Yeah? So, okay, flat earth, it's because it's such a fundamental topic about our very existence. It encompasses those big questions about creation. Remember, the Big Bang and heliocentrism is a creation story to replace, a geocentric creation story where there's no assumptions about how it began, but it's just that there's an understanding that we are at the center of creation and what we see above us and around us in nature is demonstrable proof that there's an intelligent design or intelligent creator behind it all. Now, it's funny, isn't it, right? If you were fleas on a dog and you didn't know you're on a dog, but you had the smarts, okay, let's work out where we are. Let's look at the sky. Oh, there's a ceiling. Oh, now it's the night sky. And now there's some trees above us. But none of them are looking down to find out that they're on a dog. They're all looking up. Yeah? So we're like fleas on a dog. Yeah? What about down there? What's down there? What's the dog walking on? Haven't got a clue. What's under the dog? No idea. And again, it's difficult at first to reconcile that because we've been given this heliocentric image where we are floating in space, and so we got this infinite line and there's nothing around us and we're just floating there and hanging there, and there is a kind of top or a bottom or a side, if you like, even though a sphere doesn't have an up and a down. Yeah, but we can kind of cope with this scenario because it doesn't take us any further. It's like, okay, the globe is your home, beyond that is infinite space, and we might find aliens one day and they come from millions and millions of miles away, Andromeda galaxy, yeah, or something like that. Yeah. Yeah, but you know, it's a stopper. It's still a wall, even though space is so-called infinite. It's a wall, it's a boundary that keeps us in. Yeah. Whereas with flat Earth, well, the boundaries are gone. It doesn't mean we have an alternative explanation, and that's fine. Yeah. So in some ways, it's like the theoretical physicist. The theoretical physicist, these guys are paid good money to just think about stuff and write stories with mathematics. Well, why can't I just come up with an idea about what the flat Earth is? The flat Earth is infinite. It's an infinite plane. It goes as long as space. Let's explore. Or I say, well, the Earth started like this and it's grown and grown and grown and grown. But over millions and billions of years, it's grown to like enormous lengths. Yeah? The Earth has grown and evolved. Prove me wrong. Yeah? We're on a bird's nest in a tree. Yeah, or we're floating in salt water, saline water. You know, then what? I mean, there's a whole bunch of ideas you can come up with. People can go to the bottom of the ocean and they can start poking this saline water. Very, very, very dense water. Well, what if that is the bottom of what if the Earth is floating on saline water? Well, okay, what's the saline water contained in? I don't know. Yeah? The possibilities are endless, and you, as truth seekers, are absolutely at liberty to think and philosophize anything you like. You're totally free to do so. No one can tell you you can't think that, especially people just saying you're stupid because it doesn't agree with the official narrative, or saying that's your model and I'm going to debunk your model. It's quite nuts. Yeah.
This month, but I'll tell you both now how to know if I'm feeling burnt out.
Yeah.
I'll publish a CC video.
Right.
Yeah.
That's usually a good indicator that flat earthers are pissing me off.
Yeah.
Or I'll react to one of my own videos, which means I couldn't even be bothered to find a video.
Again, it's quite sad, you know. Personally, I only do videos when I feel really inspired to do one. Often, I mean, I've got like 3 or 4 ideas in my head, but I haven't got the time because I'm looking after family and other work, earning a living, you know, in the real world, not in YouTube land. So, yeah. Again, this is a difference. Here's this everyday life of a flat earth debunker, and he has to dedicate his life to the YouTube algorithm. Got to feed the beast. Yeah. All right. And this is another thing is what before I forget, it's like the flat earthers, the truth seekers, we're going to carry on. We're not going to go away. Yeah. The flat earth debunkers, though, they're going to have their day. Yeah. Because they can't keep on saying the same thing over and over again. And it's funny, and again, some of us I gain subscribers and views now from people like Creaky, or but he never mentions me in his video. He does mention me, but he doesn't what's the word? Put the @ sign and what do you call it? You know what I mean? Tag me. He doesn't tag me. Yeah. The same with the flat Earth debate, or I'm sorry, the TFE, which is funny because that TFE, the final experiment, is also TFE, the flat Earth. Yeah. But you know, just creating a false dichotomy, and it's good. It's all good as far as I'm concerned. I wouldn't have gone to Antarctica. I wouldn't have, because again, I disagree with the whole premise. Yeah, it's total bullshit. Yeah, There's nothing final about that, and it just shows that that's all they've got. Yeah, if that is what your final experiment is, you've lost already. Yeah.
Video to react to.
Right, okay.
But because it's what I do full time, I have to do something.
Yeah.
So you do create a trap for yourself.
Yeah.
It's not.
You can't not do it.
Yeah, I can't not do it anymore, and it's not like people think it is, because I've still get it now. It hasn't happened for a while, actually, but people will say, oh, I'd love to have you a job. You only work about half hour a day. What? Because my videos are only half. You having a laugh. That half hour video, you know, when I'm working on my own, this month, Callum's been editing for me, but when I'm working on my own, each video's got like 12, 14 hours in it.
Yeah, and he's right. Yeah, I mean, that's true for me as well. Sometimes I put out a 10-minute video. It's taken me 2 days to put together. Yeah, but this is a labour of love. It's not about, you know, I only care about the people that care about the information, or, you know, newcomers. Again, for me, it's really important to help. And this is it. These guys actually make more work. Yeah, in some ways, in a good way and a bad way, because they repeat false dichotomies. They repeat false assumptions, accusations. They might chop a video of yours and make a hatchet job of it and completely cut out the point you were trying to make. And again, and Creaky's done this. He's guilty of doing this. He's taken a video of mine, chopped it up, said, oh, that's what you're saying. I was like, no, that's not what I said. That's what you're saying about me, because that is, you know, that's the only way you can create some kind of sensationalism, rather than going, okay, this is what Nick said in his video, and this is how I'm going to debunk him. I'm going to take something else he said completely out of context, and we've all had this happen to us, So again, this just shows their disingenuousness, dishonesty, They always twist your words. And that, again, they're not interested in truth. They are not interested in truth. They're interested in defending their identity. And that's what Creaky's talking about now. He's put himself in a prison, in a trap. Every day he's in his studio. Desperate to come up with content that will please his viewers. And the only thing he can do is make fun of flat earthers. So he's got to do it. But he hates them at the same time. He hates flat earthers. So you've imprisoned yourself, Creaky. You really, and like, well, again, he's being honest. He said, well, you know, people think it's a great job, but it's not. Yeah, you're damn right it's not. Isn't it? Now you're finding out. Now you dug the hole. Can't climb out of it so easily. It's the same with all these globers, And that's exactly why they made such a big deal about this final experiment, Because they got no other way out. They've got no curvature. They've got no science. They've got presuppositions, accusations, and a whole, just cult behavior, And it's plain for everyone to see. Plain as day, Again, you'll never have a globe earther pointing out to someone like Will Duffy or even Wolfie. I've seen Wolfie make this idiotic mistake, right? One of his videos, he shows the AE map and he gets a ruler out. And just because it gets wider around the edge, they're saying, oh, look, the distance is physically longer. And it's like, hang about. You're telling me you're a pilot and you rely on maps, but then you're pretending that you don't know how azimuthal maps work? Because you want to prove a point? Because you want to protect your identity? This is it. We see right through it. We see through it.
That's what I struggle with, to keep up. Like, even one video a week takes a whole day. And that's the day that I can't teach then, or the day that I'm not earning money.
Exactly. So you're having to sort of cut off one revenue source to try and generate another revenue source, which may turn a profit.
I know, and I ended up hating it in the end. It's like I didn't enjoy it enough to turn into a full thing. Do you know what I mean?
I still enjoy it as much as I did when I started.
That's good.
It's not often I get feeling burnt out, because there's always so many different things going on online.
Yeah.
How can you not find something
All right, I'm not gonna do this much longer. I've covered the main points. There's just one other thing that he brings up. I'm just gonna have a look for it, but I don't want to waste too much time. Okay.
Stupid to react to. It's
there's a wealth of stupid people.
Yeah, the internet would have to be turned off essentially for me to not be able to find. Because if it's not YouTube, it's TikTok. If it's not TikTok, it's Facebook. If it's not Facebook, it's Twitter. There's idiots everywhere. And they're very vocal a lot of the time, so it makes it easier for me to do.
So go on.
I was just saying, like, how much time do you spend researching then? Like what's it like a typical day like for you?
So my days are exactly the same every single day.
All right, okay. Turns out I got some things I got to take care of, leaky sink and things like that. So I am going to leave it there. So again, I hope that's covered a few misconceptions there. And as I said, any of you Flat Earth debunkers, you are welcome to get in touch for a discussion. My platform will be a neutral platform. Yeah? Doesn't have to be a debate format, just a discussion. Yeah? So I don't want to hear any lies and stuff. Oh, they'll know, and you are scared. I think you are scared to debate because as Creaky has honestly said there, he's not really looking for the truth. He's looking for a way to make money. And again, that's fair enough. But if you actually came and spoke to someone and had a civilized discussion with someone like myself, you probably would possibly see things from a different perspective, which is the whole reason I do my channel. Yeah? Okay. So, yeah, just a quick mention that I am in the process of writing a book. It is coming along, and it's going to be called Inside the Mind of a Flat Earther. And this is it's great because a lot of the content that you get from the debunkers is helpful in understanding where they're coming from. And so my main mission is to really try and get across, the way the thoughts are processed and, how it all came about. But, without talking about YouTube and things like that, none of that stuff. It's just going to be laid out there literally inside the mind of a flat earther. So yeah, I'm kind of working on that every day, and it's coming along, and it's good. It's really taking shape. So yeah, that'll be I don't know, a few months away, I'm sure, but I'm making a good job of that. Not too heavy on things, but at least enough information in every point that covers this, that, and the other, so people hopefully get a good, when it comes down to navigation. And I got a thing here on my whiteboard here. I'm going to talk about how the star angles and things like that, and how it does work on a flat Earth, but it's just the way you see it and interpret it on a 2D thing. So that's something that's coming up recently. I was going to do that one first, but this came up, so I thought it would be nice to address it. Yeah. All right. So yeah. Thanks very much for coming in. Professor Phil, you're always welcome to have a discussion, not an argument, not a slanging match, okay? You're all welcome. Yeah? Okay. So thanks for all you coming in. I've got see Rogers come in, David Banner, thank you, Zeus Scott, Andres, Lev Kung Fu, Thomas Morgan, hello. Callum, nice one. Glenn Souch, John Thor, hello. INFE, okay. Brian, what's that? Will the 24-hour sun show us curvature? No, it won't, will it? Yeah, it won't show us curvature, Brian. Yeah. Sorry I missed your chat there. I'm just going back through just to check. Matthew Senkow, what shape is a nothing? Yeah, okay. Tom, all right. Yeah, I think I've just said hi to everyone who's kind of there. Michael Kahn, hello. All right. Yeah, no, appreciate it. Thanks. And hopefully the chat is showing up okay this time. Yeah. And sorry about the camera, it's not so great, but yeah, I've got some plumbing to do. All right, leaky sinks and this. But think about that. Just have, this is great, okay? Creaky, I appreciate your honesty, okay? This is not against you, it's against the argument, as it always is, okay? And for me, what fascinates me is the way people's minds work, yeah? And all I say is we're not in a cult, we're free from the cult. And it may appear that we're in a different cult, But you'll notice that we've all got different ideas, and we're all allowed to have different ideas, and we're allowed to freely discuss them. But on the globe, that doesn't seem to be the case. Yeah? Okay? So I'll bid you a good day. Farewell. Love you and leave you. And thank you very much from this side of the equator, or on the equator in Phuket. Thank you very much.